TIFU by accidentally teaching my boyfriend this cat that love means shoving her foot in your mouth by user Ghost Girl 984. My boyfriend has this little chaos goblin of a cat named Magoo. She is a lovable menace with strong I do what I want energy. Earlier today she stretched her paw out toward me in that casual I only way cats do. And in a moment of pure intrusive thought energy, I jokingly put her paw in my mouth. Not in a gross way, no biting, no licking. Just a harmless, non-intrusive thoughts one as usual. Yes, I know it is gross. I fully recognize this cat walks in a litter box. But this was not a logical decision, it was a dumb, impulsive moment. No thoughts. Anyway, she immediately pulled her paw back like, WTF human. There. I assumed that was the end of our weird little exchange. Nope. Not even 5 seconds later, she reaches out her other paw, but this time, she looks weirdly intentional about it. I laugh, open my mouth again because clearly I've learned nothing, and she straight up willingly shoves her whole foot down my throat like she is trying to check my tonsils. I gag. She looks smug. I realize I've made a huge mistake. Here is the thing, I don't think she understands why I put her foot in my mouth in the first place. I think she just decided, oh, this is how we show affection now, this is our thing. Like some kind of ceremonial bonding ritual. And now she keeps trying to do it again. Every time I lie down, or yawn, or open my mouth too wide, she is there. Ready. Watching. Toe beans at full extension. This cat thinks she unlocked the secret to bonding with humans, and unfortunately that secret is gagging us with her foot. The truly cursed part? I am kind of mildly excited to see her try it on my boyfriend. He has no idea. I can already picture it, he yawns innocently, and suddenly he is choking on a fuzzy toe bean surprise. I've seen the look in her eye. She is just waiting for the right moment. TLDR, I jokingly put my boyfriend's cat's paw in my mouth. She misunderstood and now believes sticking her foot in our mouths is a bonding ritual. I know it is gross, I didn't think it through, it was just an impulsive, intrusive thought moment. Boyfriend is next. I am both ashamed and excited. TIFU by forgetting my webcam was on during a work call by user known but -9383. So I work from home and my team does these weekly check-ins. I usually just keep the camera off and stay quiet unless someone asks me something. Well, today I guess Zoom defaulted to camera on because of the update and I had no idea. I was chilling in my hoodie, eating cold pizza straight from the box like some cave troll, half listening, half scrolling Reddit. At one point I leaned back, put the slice on my chest like a plate and started picking at the cheese while lying almost flat in my chair. Apparently everyone saw the whole thing. My boss goes, "Are you comfortable there?" And I just froze. Looked at my screen and sure enough my face, my greasy slice, my whole shameful posture was front and center. I panicked and instead of turning off the camera like a normal human, I closed my laptop, which disconnected me completely. Had to awkwardly rejoin 5 minutes later and pretend my Wi-Fi crashed. They all know it, didn't he? TLDR, left webcam on, a piece of like a swamp monster during work call became office meme. TIFU by letting my mom smoke with me, by user specialist back 7222. So this happened last weekend and I am still catching flack for it. My mom is 68, uses a walker, and generally has the vibe of a retired librarian who used to be wild in the 70s, but now just collects tea and watches British crime shows. She has always been curious about weeds since it is legal now where we live, and I've joked about smoking with her before, but it was never serious. While she was in a good mood, my dad was out running errands, and I had just rolled a joint. She looked at me, grinned, and said, "Maybe I'll try a puff." My dumbass thinking, what is the worst that could happen? Says, "Hell yeah, Mom, let us go." Big mistake. 10 minutes in, she is giggling at absolutely nothing and says she feels like her walker is too loud. I don't even know what that means. I check it, it's not making any noise. She tells me it is probably echoing through the cosmos. I laugh. She laughs. We re-vibing. 20 minutes in, it is time to go back inside. This is where it starts to unravel. We live in a one-story house, but there is a small step up to the door or a ramp a few feet away. I remind her, use the ramp, don't try the step. She nods like she totally gets it, then turns directly toward the step and just stands there for a full 90 seconds like she is trying to solve a physics problem. Eventually she turns around and goes, "Where the hell is the ramp? Did someone move it?" "No, Mom. It's literally right there." I guide her to it like a big shepherd and get her safely inside. 30 minutes in, she is now experiencing the full-on munchies. I leave her alone in the kitchen for 5 minutes to grab her a blanket. When I come back, the crime scene unfolds. She has got 3 empty ice cream containers in front of her, 2 generic ones and a nice one my dad buys for himself and hides behind the frozen peas. That man rations his ice cream like it is gold. She demolished it. All of it. She looks at me with innocent, wide eyes and says, "I only meant to take a bite to see if I liked it." I ask if she even realized it was Dad's special stash. She goes, "Oh, that explains the peas." 1 hour later, Dad comes home. I try to casually redirect him from the freezer. He, of course, goes straight to it and lets out this soul deep "what the F," and my mom immediately starts fake snoring on the couch like she has been asleep for hours. Now I am the villain for corrupting my own mother and letting her get stoned and steal a man's joy. TLDR. Got my elderly mom high. She got lost trying to find a ramp, annihilated my dad's secret ice cream stash, and now I am banned from smoking with her ever again. TIFU by telling my sister her kid isn't special by user heliolilis. My sister S is a 5-year-old, lovely enough kid, but she goes on like he is the next Einstein. Every time we see her at S, he can already count to 100 or he figured out how the scoring in tennis works. I don't believe the latter bit. I was catching up with her over the phone and she is banging on again about how he is gifted and the school won't know what to do with him. She stops and goes, "Don't you think he is special?" And I don't know why, but my mouth just went before my brain and I said, "He is just a normal kid, he is fine." My sister went totally silent for around 30 seconds. I tried to say something and she went ballistic. Now apparently I've crushed her spirit and insulted my nephew. I didn't mean it nasty. I love the little guy. I just couldn't sit through another half hour of her going on about how he opened his own yogurt pot all by himself. Anyway, I am now the asshole uncle and no doubt this will be dragged up every Christmas till I die. TLDR told my sister her kid is not special. Now my sister is majorly pissed. TIFU by accidentally playing D&D ambience while someone identified their dead friend. I work in a morgue where we do official ADS with police and next of kin. Kind of like in the movies. I gently explained the process and gave them some time to compose themselves, then ushered the deceased friends into the room. And as I raised the curtain, I must have accidentally pressed play on my phone. The last thing that was playing. Dungeons and Dragons Medieval City Street ambience very loudly because I played D&D last night. The tiny room was suddenly filled with 1 deceased person, 2 officers, 2 grieving friends, myself, 20 medieval civilians and merchants selling their wares, horses and chickens. I am so mortified and I hope I haven't scarred them for life. TLDR phone started playing D&D ambience during a formal identification of a deceased and I am mortified.